Hey everybody, just want to remind you to support Project YM and your favorite YouTube channel, The Popish Plot,
and save yourself 10% off your favorite Catholic Balm Co. products
by shopping at Catholic Balm Co., that is catholicbalm.co, and using the code PLOT2021 at your checkout to get that 10% off. Now on with the show. Welcome to The Popish Plot. I'm Nate.
And I'm Jessica.
Mike is still away on his secret mission for the Pope. Wink. I know. He said he was just taking some time off to recover, or to make sure he was fully recovered. But let's be honest, that was over a week ago, and he's still not here. Clearly, a shady cover story. He's doing secret work for the Pope, and perhaps, if we're really careful, we might be able to pry it out of him when he comes back.
How about we just talk about today's saint, because I just can't.
Fair enough. So, today we are discussing Saint Lorenzo Ruiz. I think it's Ruiz. Once again, if I slaughter any names, please feel free to correct me in the comments below.
Or, in the case of our friends who are Filipino, just, call us up and be like, I said I'd help you.
You should be like, I can't believe you got that wrong.
And we'd be like, we thought it was Spanish. We can kind of get Spanish sometimes.
Yeah. He's also known as Saint Lorenzo of Manila.
He was born November 28th in 1594 in Manila, which was then part of the Philippines.
The Captaincy General of the Philippines.
And he died September 29th in 1637.
In Nagasaki, Hizen Province, Tokugawa Shogunate.
Mm-hmm. So, he did the reverse of last week's saint. He started out in Manila and ended up in Nagasaki.
Yeah.
He is the patron of...
actually, right around the same time-ish.
Yes. He is the patron of the Filipinos, overseas Filipino workers, and migrant workers, immigrants, the poor, separated families, Filipino youth, Chinese Filipinos, Filipino altar servers,
Tagalog,
in the Archdiocese of Manila. His father was Chinese and his mother was Filipino. They were both Christian. He was an altar boy, a sacristan, and then he worked as a calligrapher, because apparently he also had a wonderful handwriting. So apparently this month we're doing saints with good handwriting.
Hey, if your penmanship gets you recognized by people of some importance, that's not a bad thing.
I mean, it's to the point where it's like, we're doing your saint's bio. Oh, they also wrote beautifully. That's some pretty nice writing.
Yeah.
He was a member of the Dominican
Confraternity of the Most Holy Rosary.
Yes, I can't say that word. He was married, had 2 sons and 1 daughter, so I believe in total 1 son less than last week's saint.
Yeah.
And in 1636, he was either accused of murdering a Spaniard or witnessing a murder. In any case, he was concerned for his life because of these, so he fled the country on a boat with 3 Dominican priests heading for Okinawa. And there was also apparently, another, local priest, and, some things say, a lay leper. I don't know.
A lay leper?
Yeah, I do not know.
As opposed to an ordained leper?
Well...
I mean, I suppose that would actually change things, but,
I mean, we might end up doing, even though he was not actually Asian or Pacific Islander, something on Saint
Damien would be a good choice.
Who was a priestly leper. But, yeah. They're all agreeing that there was something having to do with murder, and he went on a boat with some Dominicans.
With a whole bunch of Catholics.
Yes. And he arrived during, and I will let you say it.
He arrived in the Tokugawa shogunate during the time when it was illegal to be Christian. We discussed this last week in the episode regarding Blessed Dom Giusto.
Yes. So they're not like their boats went opposite of each other, but it was, it's historically closer in time.
It's about 20 years later, but these two were contemporaries.
Yes, it appears to be that he had no idea being a Christian was illegal for this time.
You really... I understand that when you are fleeing for your life, you need to kind of sort of just, go and take things as they come. But you might really want to look at where you're going and how they're going to feel about you when you arrive there.
Yes. I understand, and he was probably in a situation where the courts weren't all that fair, and him being both a Filipino and a Chinese person, they were going to be even more discriminatory against him. But
it was not a good history. Not a lot of not good history there.
But going from a place where you're concerned to a place where it's outright illegal to be you seems like a poor choice if you planned it, which he did not.
Yes. So, as you might expect, he was arrested, imprisoned for 2 years, and then was taken to Nagasaki, where he was tortured and killed for refusing to recant his faith. Because as we discussed once again last week, with regards, not that he was a samurai, but with regards to the samurai code, it's very much like the Catholic martyrs code. Martyrdom before apostasy.
Mm-hmm. And his last words are recorded as being, "I am a Catholic and wholeheartedly do accept death for God. Had I 1,000 lives, all these to him I shall offer. Do with me as you please," which we think is probably actually correct, because a lot of his history is written by people who were not as strong in the faith and then temporarily recanted in order to survive.
And that is actually an awesome last quote for a Christian martyr. There's only one item that it's missing that would make it even better, which is, "I forgive you all for what you do."
I mean, that one-ups, "I regret that I have but one life to give."
Exactly. No. It a thousand ups. "I regret that I only have one life to give." Because he's saying, I wish I had 1,000 lives because I would offer them all happily.
And his feast day is September 28th, along with "and companions."
Well, you when you are in a place where there's mass martyrdoms, there's going to be end companions.
Mm-hmm. He was beatified February 18th in 1981 in Manila, Philippines, which, from what I could read, was the first modern beatification outside of the Vatican.
Yeah.
And given how in the olden days they didn't do so much the steps, it's probably the first, but... and he is the first canonized Filipino martyr, along with his companions. And he was canonized in 1987 with 15 others that shared their faith in the Philippines, Formosa, which apparently was an area that is part of what is now Taiwan. Like, it was a kingdom for a set length of time, and it mostly overlaps with Taiwan, and Japan. And of those, 5 were his companions.
I was thinking about how I would love to be able to be in companions. I mean, we talk about it kind of negatively because, well, nobody knows those guys. But all those guys, just as much, and ladies, just as much, went to, if you will, at least figuratively, the cross for their Lord. And so, if you could just be one of companions, you nail it. Although I think I wouldn't actually be in companions because I'm a bit of a pill when you put me in a situation that I don't like being in, and I'd probably be the guy where everybody there knew his name. Because that's the guy who keeps getting us in trouble. Or that's the guy who keeps giving me a hard time.
I'm just imagining praying to Saint in companions for something, because that's, hundreds of saints at once.
Seriously. Actually, that's an amazing idea. So, go down below and leave us a comment of...
Let's do other saints from around the world that have companions.
Excellent. Do you know of a saint who had companions who went with them to the martyrdom? Let us know down below. While you're down there, make sure to provide any corrections that you might know of for our bad pronunciation. Also, hit the subscribe button, the bell next to it, so you get notified when the next episode comes out. Hit that little like button, because like I said before, it's a thumbs up. Who doesn't like a thumbs up? I'll give you a thumbs up. Maybe, you feel like giving me one back. And until next time, remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
And share that love.